Hey, what's going on? It's Boss Britt, the most lit.
What's up? It's your girl, DJ eXeL.
And this is
the No Homo Show.
Where everything we talk about
is homo as
gay, 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 gay. What's up, gabies? Welcome back. Like, subscribe, and comment. Turn your post notifications on.
Really, if you watch more than 2 episodes and you ain't subscribed, you fake.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Fake, subscribe now. That's
right.
the least y'all can do, right?
Or wait, maybe you knew.
I said they watch at least 2 episodes.
Hello? So you are fake.
Okay, fair. It got deep. It got deep. Shout out to everybody tuned into our podcast. If you can't watch us, make sure you listen to us while you at work. Have one earbud in. You feel me?
Period.
And then also, huge shout out to everybody that subscribed to our Patreon. If you didn't subscribe yet, you can subscribe right now and watch this whole episode right now, ad free, and a lot more.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Shout out to our gabies, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all don't gotta just deal with us today. We have a special guest today, all right? So I'm gonna let you do the honors. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, let people know who you are and what you do.
Hi everyone, my name is Aubrey. My Instagram. Should I give my Instagram?
Yeah, we're gonna have it up there, but yeah.
Oh, well, my Instagram is down below.
Yeah.
I'm just a fly. That's just what I do.
Yes. Pop your. Yes, Aubrey's definitely a baddie. Okay,
Yeah.
Been a baddie.
Yeah, listen.
Welcome to the show. It's gonna be fun.
Life probably easy for people like you.
bad
Like,
bitch.
yeah. It's so hard being a stud.
You a bad bitch too.
Oh, yeah.
She the Beyonce in the group.
Okay, period.
I'm
Look.
a Beyonce of everything.
Okay.
Okay, so how we like to start our game off, our show off is with Skittles and Riddles, all right? There's going to be a gay riddle in there. We got to have the answer. If you don't guess the answer, we got to take a shot.
Period.
If I don't guess the answer?
Yeah, it's on you at this
It's all
point.
on you.
And it's a gay riddle. So can you read it out loud?
Yeah, think gay.
What's a lesbian's favorite type of restaurant?
A lesbian's favorite type of restaurant. All you can eat. Shit.
I like that. What you think?
Right.
I mean, all you can eat was so good.
You should've waited.
I'm
I mean, I
sorry.
wouldn't have thought of that.
sorry.
Like, I'm such an
Okay.
airhead.
It's something. They gotta do something with lesbian. Bless you.
Excuse me. It's given. I can't unhear anything else.
It's gonna piss me
Right,
off.
I can't. Now that you said all you can eat, that's just
Damn.
all I can think of.
Next time I can't go
All right,
first.
I'm gonna just say a seafood spot
True.
because they're a little
Fish.
disrespectful. Yeah, but pussy shouldn't smell like fish, but I know what y'all do.
My mind, honestly, my first thought was like the octopus lounge.
Okay,
It's giving fish.
okay.
But that's
I
like
don't know why they
Mediterranean. That's
call it.
Mediterranean.
Oh, it is. it
Oh,
is.
okay, my bad. We ain't cultured like that.
No, that's octopus. That's
It's
that's
right
their real
there.
spot.
Oh, are you saying octopus?
The
Or like-
octopus lounge.
She's saying the actual.
Oh, we about to go there.
Some real land and shit. Yeah, we actually are about to go there. That's crazy.
That's
okay,
right, that's
Oh,
right.
they're really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's our dog.
What number was that?
62.
Okay, so she said octopus lounge in Orlando. Okay. Oh, I said seafood.
Yeah.
You said all you can
All
eat.
you can eat.
You said 62? Okay. What's a lesbian's favorite type of restaurant? All you can eat.
For real?
Yeah.
I got it right. No, you lying. Show me. Show
The
me.
only part, I think this was an error. It said all you can eat buffet. I think it's supposed to say buffet.
See, they have the wrong.
So we take a shot or you take a shot?
We still take the shot.
Yeah,
We got it right because this is history in the making, Aubrey. We
Yeah,
don't-
because
we don't never get these right up here.
you know, we're toxic.
This game is meant to make people drink. It's not. You got it right the last time. Hey, we on a roll.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I ain't good at riddles. I ain't gonna lie.
Either.
I'll be thinking too deep. You good? You got your shot?
Period.
With your no homo shot glass?
Hello?
Period.
Let
All
me
right.
get y'all one.
cute.
Yeah.
Thank you. Run it up. We will have one for you, but
We gave them all out. We got you. We got you.
next time. Okay, Aubrey. So welcome to the show officially.
Thank you.
All right. So the way we're gonna start today, and every time that we start the show, is with your coming out story. So please let us know who, what, when, where, and why. Was it you coming out? You're coming out, and then you probably have 2 coming outs or a few. I don't know.
I think
Whatever which one you want to share.
so I never really had to come out. Like, I was like such a gay kid.
Yeah.
I like everybody was like, oh, it was expected. Like, all right, Miss Thing, okay, girl.
It's crazy.
Because like even like I'm an only child, and all of my cousins are girls. I grew up with all aunts, and like I remember in preschool I would get in trouble because we had like costumes at my preschool, and I would always put like the Disney dresses on, and they would always tell my mom at the end of the day I would get in so much trouble. But it's like I was always very feminine.
Yeah.
So me, like being gay, I never really had to come out. Like it was kind of already known. Even as far as me being trans, it kind of just transitioned naturally into it. Like I started wearing hair and makeup in high school. People thought that I was trans before I was actually trans, I guess.
Okay.
Like I'm 33, so I come from like millennial generation. When,
got you.
It wasn't as common.
It wasn't as common. I didn't know it. I had one trans friend, and it was a girl I met in the club.
So, first of all, you saying that this is what I would just be like when we were talking about on the other show, like people think that like I'm not trying to go this deep, but like that they think being gay is sinful, and then you're talking about as a preschool putting on. You know,
what I naturally want, like,
and this is why I argue so much is like y'all thinking sexually, right? And these are kids that like parents know before they know it.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and that's why I'm like, this not no
even
sin.
in hindsight, before I knew what gender was, what like boys had and girls had, I know I liked boys.
See?
Right.
Even in kindergarten, I knew that I liked boys.
Wow, her too, but that's different.
Damn, she beat me to the joke. I was, damn it.
She was like a boy. It took her a little longer to realize she was actually gay.
eXeL came out in blue, okay? Diaper was blue, sailor hat, you know what I'm saying?
Shut up. Okay, so like.
That's a thing though.
Yeah, no. I always been a tomboy. Like my people knew before me as well. You know what I'm saying?
My friend who like, my first trans friend, her parents thought that she was a girl their entire pregnancy. Like the nursery was for a girl.
So it's like you can't put that on me.
Right. Y'all the one had pink at the baby shower.
I think what it's called is like I forget what it's called. It's like a gender thing, like when you have more
like body part like the
it's like a chromosome thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Like during the whole pregnancy they thought it was going to be a girl.
Wow. So like how you said that you didn't realize you were transgender the whole time. Like can you explain that a little more, because there might be somebody that like might be very feminine but still feel like a gay boy.
Right. So I think for me it was like I never really fit in with any group. I feel like I never really felt like a boy. Like I didn't want to do what the boys did. I mean, I was more naturally like into what the girls did.
Playing with your cousins.
Playing with my cousins, playing with dolls, watching MTV. Like I'm like naturally athletic, so like my family wanted to push me into sports, but like I didn't want to do that. I wanted to stay in the house and watch TV and get on the internet and listen to Britney Spears. and I don't know, I think I didn't realize I was trans only because I didn't have the knowledge and I didn't see it. Like I knew that I didn't feel like a boy. So just naturally I was just gay. Yeah. And I grew up in a small town in Florida. Like, it's like really conservative. Like, I had never seen a trans person until like I went out in nightclubs. But I don't know, it's kind of hard.
When you met your first trans friend, is that what opened up your eyes to it? Like, what opened up your eyes to like, oh, maybe this is what I am?
It was strange because I was already wearing hair. I was wearing makeup full time. I went to school in hair and makeup. So it wasn't like a drag thing where you just put it on for entertainment and take it off. I honestly, I would tell people that I was like androgynous because it was like, I guess in hindsight, I was non-binary in that time because I didn't really identify. I didn't know what I identified as.
Right.
and my trans friend, they were like, girl, if you don't take these hormones, Miss Thing, you are tranny, girl. Like, come on. Any day now, Miss Thing. Any day.
Yeah.
So, I think I was nervous because, naturally, I'm just like a people pleaser. So I was like worried, like, well, what are people going to think? I really had no knowledge on what it was about being trans. The only trans I had ever seen were like on Maury, when it was like, oh, is it a man or a woman? That was the only like thing I'd ever seen.
They was even real, like they was paid.
On Maury,
yeah, those episodes, and I know some girls now who are on those episodes, which is
they
crazy.
tried to get me on there, and they offered me a carton of cigarettes and a.
She almost took it.
In a flight to New York, I think is when they were filming there in a hotel.
Really?
She was like, if y'all got black and milds, I'm there.
They give me a zip.
One tip.
Okay. Nah, they really tried to lure me in. I was like, I don't smoke cigarettes.
That's hilarious.
But and how old were you when you decided to transition?
So that's also a complex question for me because like in high school,
Well, taking hormones, I guess.
Hormones, I started when I was 26.
Okay.
And it was a decision I made. Like I had moved away from Florida completely alone. I moved to Houston. I had got a job there, and I knew a trans girl, and it was something that was like on my mind, but I think I was scared because I just didn't know what to expect.
Right.
And she told me what doctor to go to. Like, she was like, girl, just, even if you're not sure about it, give it like a trial. Like, take your hormones for 4 months. Mm-hmm. If you're not having it after those 4 months, girl, just stop taking them. You'll go back to like what your body naturally does.
Yeah.
And when I started taking them, I was honestly, that was the happiest I had ever been in my life. I feel like it was the first time I'd ever truly did something to satisfy me and not other people.
Yeah.
And what do you notice? Because we have friends that went from female to male. We don't have a lot of male to female friends. So what did you notice about yourself? Like, 'cause I know like my friend, he get facial hair. Like, what differences do you get as a male?
I will say, like, the transition from female to male is like physically way easier, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because it's easier to add than it is to take away.
Okay, got you.
But with hormones, though, not surgery, right?
With hormones, like naturally, I feel like a female to male can take testosterone. They'll grow facial hair. They'll grow more masculine features.
Right.
Male to female, you can't. Your bone structure can't change with hormones.
Does facial hair slow down?
The growth slows down, but you have to get like electrolysis and laser to like because. Thank God I wasn't a hairy person, but like some girls, are just, they start really hairy. Like some people have a beard in middle school.
Yeah.
You know, and
we're so petty. You're going to get this the whole time.
I love that.
And we match each other's pettiness. That's the worst part.
For me, like, okay, when I started, it was difficult.
Yeah.
I had just started like my first real job. So I transitioned at work. Medically.
Did you appear different, or were you already?
I went in like as this person.
Got you.
But like they were aware. I let them know like, hey, I just started taking hormones, and this is going to be a toll. Like,
got you.
I will say 2 months in, like I started noticing like the emotional changes.
Okay.
Because it's not just the physical change.
That part.
The what my doctor told me that kind of like brought it down to earth for me was like, sweetheart, you're about to be, you're 27 right now, but you're about to be a 13-year-old girl like going through puberty.
Right.
Okay, got you.
So like everything that your body has been used to your whole life is about to be the complete opposite. You're about to go through a new puberty again. So like I was hyper emotional. Like things I was never sensitive or insecure about was like, now I was like oh my God, I look so fat. What is this? Oh my God. Okay. I was driving to work one day. I stopped at a red light. I cried. Out of nowhere, just like out of nothing. And that was a hard part. I started to have anxiety really bad. I had never had anxiety. Like I remember my first time having an anxiety attack. I didn't even know what was happening to me because I had never experienced that. And it's hard the first, I will say 6 months. It is hard. Even with your body, oh my God. It was the funniest thing. I would go to work and like, hormones, you start growing boobs.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Small, but not like B's. Like
Okay,
you'll grow
period.
like small, like baby titties.
Yeah.
And my nipples hurt so bad. Like it was like a pain I had never experienced in my life. And it was kind of like every time I went to like a woman, they dismissed it. They're like, well, girl, this is what you asked for, Miss Thing. Buckle up. Welcome to being a woman.
Damn.
My titties hurt every day, bitch. I still gotta come to work.
First of all, my titties never hurt, and I'm glad that I don't.
Like when I get my period, my titties hurt so bad.
My
But
titties
I
don't
just got
hurt.
breast reduction, and luckily I don't know why, but they don't hurt as much as they used to. But that is crazy because it is like, hey, you gonna get every part of the woman.
Yeah.
Maybe not even the things women necessarily want or care for.
I definitely went through like the mood swings. I went through I think because of the hormones, I was on such a high dose because when I started, I had a high testosterone level and I had to get on a high dose of testosterone blockers to bring it down before I could even start taking estrogen.
Oh.
So it's like, it's a few different like prescriptions we have to take.
Yeah.
I didn't have to see a therapist at first because I had already been socially living as a trans person like so many years prior. But I know a girl who like she went from like macho man to the next day, like the Caitlyn Jenner experience.
Wow.
Like, so those people have to therapy is kind of suggested because you're about to go from one extreme to a whole nother extreme.
Right.
And everything in your life socially, personally, mentally is about to change.
You're gonna deal with so much, even mentally.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I do think you should have therapy with that. I mean,
For sure.
anytime
I
you
agree
go
as
through
well.
a major change in general, that would be suggested. You know what I mean?
Honestly, even I feel like I should have gone to therapy just because like she said, it was everything I had never experienced in my life.
Right.
It's like my body was so used to one thing my whole life to just one day it's the complete opposite.
Yeah. Well, I would say, so we had a conversation with somebody and they were saying, they were kind of breaking down like if you transition young, your body won't form so
Yeah, it's much
masculine and
easier.
stuff, right?
Like, so that's a loaded like
Well, I wanted to say with you say you started at 27, but your body looks very feminine.
I've always been slim. Like I did run track, I danced. So I was like slim, athletic.
Okay.
I tone very easily, even now. But I feel like
I know you want to be like, because people perceive stuff either way you say it, you know what I'm saying? But you kind of prove that like you might not necessarily have to start so early.
yeah, there's like there's no timestamp on when you can and can't like transition. I mean, sometimes some people I mean, it's easier for some people than others. I know girls who like were like feminine their whole lives and had very soft features and started transitioning at 30 and had it like easy.
Yeah.
Like me, like I still like experience dysphoria, like body dysphoria. I'm tall, I have like broad shoulders, but
You got a brown shirt. There's a bad bitch over there. What are you talking about?
I
I get it though.
Oh, the boy.
Yeah, I get
it's real. Like,
and you probably look at something and overanalyze it
I
and
think
probably
living
see
here
things.
also fuck with
Okay.
me. Living in Atlanta and like, so when I moved here, the only friend I had friends here, but like when I moved here, the people that I were hanging out with was like a girl who I knew from Florida who was like a big YouTuber and Instagram influencer. She had the BBL. Then I met other girls who had the BBL. So I was around girls who had like the body.
Yeah.
And I'm just like
These are
this slim-
transgender women.
No, these are all like cis girls.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And everywhere I look, even with the trans girls, everybody had body. And I know I'm not a body girl. What works for me. Like I give like a different like model-esque experience.
Yes, you do.
And that works for me.
Yeah.
But it did like for a while, it was like, okay, maybe I do need like a bigger ass and bigger hips because everybody around me has that.
Yeah.
I think cisgender women feel
They
the
go
same
through
way.
the
That's true.
That's
That's
a
very
fact.
true.
Yeah.
That's very, very true.
Especially when you're around it.
Especially in Atlanta.
Especially in Atlanta,
I
where it's
don't-
so common. Like,
Yeah.
But now I feel like everybody wants to be skinny now. Everybody's
That's true.
Ozempic.
I've been
Everybody's like
hearing
taking out their
naturals coming back.
BBLs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the trends.
Yeah, it is all about the
everybody
trends.
see on
That's
the
true.
internet. And your name have your name always been Aubrey?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
kind of what's funny is
That's like a
so many people
gender-neutral
think
name.
that I changed my name to Aubrey, but
Yeah.
that's my born name. It's
That's Drake's
actually
name. Shit.
That-
right.
But is
Yeah,
it
It was my
gender-
grandfather's name and it's my grandfather's name and my uncle's name, and it's
Oh,
my
wow.
name.
Gotcha.
And like people
cute,
thought that I
yeah.
changed. Like I had to change my name. I've never had to change my name.
that's what's up.
And that's why, like, your parents can't be too mad because they like,
My mom was always been my biggest cheerleader. I feel
Yeah.
That's
like
great.
I did have a rocky period with my mom.
Okay.
And as an adult in hindsight, I realized it wasn't anger, it was fear. I'm her only child. My mom was going through a divorce when I started expressing who I truly felt like I was.
Mhm.
So a lot of what I thought was anger was just her being afraid for me.
Yeah.
Like
makes
when we're in
sense.
Florida, like I don't want
Oh,
anyone
yeah.
to bother my child.
Yeah.
So my mom and I are super close now,
That's
but
good.
we definitely had it out.
Yeah.
Oof.
was your dad in the picture?
My dad, so my mom and my dad separated when I was a baby, and my mom remarried when I was in like elementary. I would go spend the summers with my dad in Virginia like every year.
Yeah.
And my dad was super cool. My dad like didn't judge. I remember one day he was like, "Oh, you don't have to tell me you're gay. I already know. You have a bunch of gay cousins." It's like y'all better stick together. If one fight, all y'all fight.
Okay,
Like,
I hear that.
so
That's
my
dope.
dad was like really cool with it, and my mom was
Yeah.
too. It's just like she was afraid because
Yeah. And I
there was
understand
a shift. I feel like as a kid, everything that I did, feminine, the dancing, it was like, oh, that's mine. Who gonna shake me about it?
that. Right.
But once I became a teenager and like I was more exposed,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, are you sure you want to go out like that? Well, no,
Right.
you're not wearing that to school. No,
Yeah.
you're not wearing makeup
Mhm.
because it's just like.
Your parents is learning too, though,
Yeah.
and then they don't
Even with the
have
transition, that's a whole nother topic for.
I mean, we're still learning, and we're like within the community. So I can imagine as a parent,
Got a lot of parents.
even though they know like my baby's gay, that's what they're thinking from the beginning. Like I can only imagine, like
It's hard. It's like a lot of trans girls and guys, like I feel like they're too hard on their parents, in my opinion,
yeah.
because it's like, okay, you went from this to this, and you just want everyone to just switch like that to saying the right names, using the correct pronouns,
Right.
and like, yeah, you know if your family respects you, and then when they're being disrespectful. But I think like one of my girlfriends who I met as a gay boy, we've been friends for like 15 years, and she said something to me. She said something to me one day that kind of like really stuck with me. She's like, like I used to be really mad at you for transitioning because I feel like I became friends with someone else, and
Wow.
Okay.
I had to mourn the loss of that friend.
Oh, wow.
and
Damn,
That's great.
we learn how to be friends with this person.
because you are turning into like
I'm a completely different person.
Wow.
I don't have the same emotions. I'm not like, I don't feel the same way that I felt about a lot of things. Like I said before, I was like the yes friend. Anything somebody asked me, I'm like, yeah, the same girl, she asked me to go break into her ex house, a stud's house.
Not a
And-
stud's house.
Cause she was like, what do you call them when like a dick dyke? She
A dick dyke. If you want to see one, Aubrey right here. Dick dyke, dick dyke, dick dyke. That's her. That's her.
Never.
So she
I hate
had her stud experiences, and she was living with a stud, and like she was like over her, and like she was like, bitch, we about to go get my shit out of this bitch house.
Okay, period.
And she not here. So we went and broke in this girl house, took her stuff out.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, yeah. But now I'm like more my independent minded. I
Bitch,
like,
that's a crime, you
if
know.
I don't want to
right?
do something, I'm like, girl, no, I ain't doing that shit, bitch.
Right.
No.
Period.
Yeah. Nah, that's
And,
a fact.
Even that, like, I feel like a lot of my friends are used to me being a certain like the yes friend, and it's like now like girl, no, I don't want to do that, and it's like what?
Period.
Nah, I feel that. So what problems or things that you face that you don't think cisgender people are even realize, like with your like daily life?
So many, but so I feel like as a Black trans woman, we're at the complete bottom of the social like ladder.
Okay.
Like we experience transphobia from gay guys, lesbians. Like we experience transphobia from our own community, and then we have to like take it from like the heterosexual community. So I kind of live my life in a bubble. Like I avoid certain places and people just because I know like what if
in a like gay bubble or like in a straight like I don't want to say straight
like so,
but
both honestly.
Okay.
Because my friend just texted me last night and she wanted to go to like gay karaoke. I'm like, girl, I don't feel like dealing with the gays. I don't feel like dealing with it.
I mean, we be feeling like that too. Sometimes, honestly, like take me to
we are the gays.
No, because it's like sometimes like I enjoy gay clubs because it feels it's like it's kind of like a safety net in a way.
Got you.
But like sometimes I just don't feel like the gays coming up to me and like, oh, yes, Miss Thing, girl, work. It's like that's annoying.
Okay.
Because it's like I look at it as if like, what if a white person came up to a Black person and was like, yo, dog? It's like, no, like,
got you. Okay. Now, and I might be guilty of that. And I'm glad you kind of spoke on that. Because when I do see like a trans woman, I do be like, yes, bitch, blah, blah, blah. And I don't.
And if you go,
a lot of trans girls don't like that because it's like, it just kind of, it sets me back to like, oh, you just see me as,
trans when I want you to see me as a woman.
person. Yeah.
Got you.
You see me as this showgirl or just this over the top character of what you think trans women are instead of just looking at me as a person.
Damn,
you
we think we gassing y'all. Like we hyping y'all up.
It's like we
and gay
know
dudes
that
do it to studs too.
They do.
Like
it's kind of hard to say things like that because of course we know when people do that, they're just like embracing us and complimenting us.
Right.
But because we know like where the core of that comes from, it's like, girl, gone.
Right.
I feel that. So
Makes sense.
do you feel comfortable in like straight clubs where people aren't even because like
well, they do that in straight clubs.
Okay.
The girls like girls do that more than the gays. Like the girls.
But how do they know that you're trans?
That's why I'm like, if I see you in a club,
I feel like I'm not a trans girl that's like so passing that you can't tell. I'm like a femme queen.
Hold on. So you're saying you don't feel like you're passing?
No, I don't try to
deceive, or
I guess
is that the
like
right
no,
word?
deceive is like a word, but I don't try to. I feel like I purposely try and look more trans, just so you know.
What do you do though to make yourself look more trans?
Like, okay, I'm already like 5'10". I have 32
You're
inch
giving
hair.
model, okay?
Model though, like.
But I don't live in a delusion where I feel like people don't know that I'm trans.
Got you.
Like,
But is that
there are girls who are so
assume?
passable where you just really don't know. There are girls who are like just over Shakova and you just can't clock.
So
when I first met you, I didn't know.
But you know, so
she was trying to holler, but she was like, man,
I really have.
She had
So many people say that to me, but I have a hard time believing it. Maybe it's just my own judgment of myself.
I really did not know.
But like so many, it's crazy. I went out to a club once and I met this guy. We were making out, dancing, buying me drinks, touching, feeling, kissing, all of that in the club.
Yeah.
My best friend was with me. We went to his house. They smoked, and we went back to my apartment. And we like starting to undress. Yeah. He take off my clothes.
This is a straight guy?
This was a straight guy.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, wait, you're trans? When he took off my clothes, I'm like, sweetheart, I thought you knew. What are you talking about? You knew this all night. He was like, no, I swear to God, I had no idea. And that, I to this day, I still don't believe him, but like,
you know.
No,
baby, was kissing, touching, rubbing, all of that.
But that sound legit though. I mean, if he really like sounded surprised.
It was a white guy too.
Okay, they're a little oblivious.
They are, you know.
They just see like they got them a black beautiful queen.
They ain't worried about nothing else. I honestly don't even care that you're trans, bitch.
And I like white guys.
Okay.
Period. They got
Hello.
April.
I hate you.
Put me out.
That's why I said life for you.
Put me out.
All right, so
Leave me a white man, bitch.
you got a whole woman. Shut up.
I do got a question though about that since we spoke on it. So after that experience, does it make you a little bit more cautious? Because we have heard of women who go through that and they might end up like dead.
It's very scary and it's very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very dangerous.
So do you move differently now?
Like I said, I'm not trying to trick anybody. I don't want anyone to think something that I'm not. Like when guys hit on me, like if we meet online, it's like I'm always asking, "Wait, you know, what's up, right?"
Right.
And
What if you meet in person?
so even
At
in
the
person,
club.
I just had an experience recently, and I have this experience often. But like I was just talking to someone about it. I was at the gas station the other night.
Mhm.
It's just like regular like sweatpants.
Men
and-
holla. If you're
and
pretty,
the
they're gonna holla.
catcalling, the guys were like catcalling across the gas station, and it's like that makes me so nervous. I start running inside because it's like
20 on
it's like yeah, like from a distance. Okay, you like from a distance, you see like a baddie, and you trying to holler, and you with your boys.
Yeah.
But like, okay, what happens if y'all come up to me and approach me, and then you realize I'm trans, and now you feel like you need to be disrespectful because
you're embarrassed.
you're with your friends, and you just tried to embrace what you thought was a biological woman.
Mm-hmm.
So those experiences scare me. It gives me anxiety really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then even another side of that is like guys will try to talk to you, and like me, like I said, I'll run, I'll ignore. But guys are so crazy now. If you ignore them, they get aggressive.
Yeah. And this is just with women in general.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that you're looking from a whole nother perspective that I feel like we don't even think about. You know what I mean?
I talked to like my best friend who's a cis woman, and she's like, girl, this is just what women deal with all the time.
Yes. Yeah, because my wife be tired of it. Like, they're just
It's scary.
disrespectful.
Like I saw a headline recently, like in New York, a girl didn't give a guy her number and he shot her.
I seen that.
That's crazy.
In front of the bodega.
Yeah.
I seen that.
That's sad. And then we had this debate up here because we kind of just felt different ways about it. So like, say if you're on a date with a person, they don't know that you're trans. Are you disclosing this at the time, at the date, the first date, or are you waiting until it gets more serious?
Well, me personally, they're gonna know before we go on this date.
Okay,
Me
before you
personally,
even go on a date, period.
before we go on a date, they're gonna know. I'm gonna ask that question. Hey, like you already know, like I'm trans. I don't play those kind of games.
Yeah.
But there are girls who do that.
Yeah, no, we met a girl that told us she don't disclose that.
And that's like, I know a girl that just got killed for that same reason.
Yeah, I seen it on the internet. So, and then why is it? Because and I kind of felt what you're going to. It's like, how do I even know if it's going to go anywhere now that I told you? Because it's like, is it a secret?
I hate to say it, but a lot of trans girls, unfortunately, live in a delusion. It's like they really. It's gonna sound so bad.
No, speak your truth.
But a lot of trans girls, and it is a level of dysphoria, and like I'm not gonna say mental illness, but a lot of girls just feel like they are cis girls.
Yeah.
A lot of them feel that way, and it's like, girl, Miss Thing, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's your dysphoria, but I know what you may feel, but that's just not the reality, and it's not gonna end well.
Mm-hmm.
It never ends well, and I have experiences with people who do that because my first trans friend, she's like one of my closest friends, and she's like I said, when her mom was pregnant with her, they thought she was going to be a girl. So she, through life, she didn't really have to hard transition. She's very small. She's a white girl, very, very passable. So even in her experiences, like guys hit on her all the time, thinking that she's a cis woman. And she'll go on dates and not tell them. And like, she's had experiences where she's went on dates with guys and made out with them and went home and had to text them at the end of the night, hey, did you know I'm trans? And it's like, the guys didn't know. She's at a local bar. She runs into the guy again. He choked her.
What?
Yeah, it's like, it's scary. Like, so that's why, like I said, I don't want to be passable. I want you to know that I'm like a femme queen. I want you to know.
Yeah, that actually just kind of happened back in my hometown. So it was like, it's like a small city. So like, you know, the trans, even if they like are passable, like you just know because you done grew up with them, right?
Yeah.
So my friend's friend left with a trans woman. And they're looking like, do he know that? But he doesn't live in that city. So they're like, does he know or not? Right. So then my friend was kind of hesitant because like either you know and you hope I ain't see you, or you have no idea and you have her in your car and she might not be telling you.
Yeah.
So anyway, when my friend,
a lot of guys aren't innocent either, but
right, that's and that's why my friend was hesitant. Like, I don't know if you want me to know, or if you really don't know. But he called him just to give him a heads up, like, yo, ain't no judgment. But at this time, the girl already got out the car and stuff. But the dude took it really hard. Like, what? I didn't know she was like that. And he was like, he felt like everybody around him was judging him just for walking out
with
the club with her. Right? And the thing is, it goes really hard on like how you said, like
she turned that almost.
Yeah, right. So, but it really like has people feeling like, damn, everybody thinks I'm gay now or into it.
It's very scary.
And that's why I would say
I've had experiences where I've hooked up with guys.
Yeah.
And they knew what it was while we were hooking up. And after, it's like that post-nut clarity. It's kind of like, oh, I can't believe I just did this. I had a guy like start crying and freaking out the way I ran out of the house.
So you ain't tried talking through
No,
like,
you
don't know what he might do to you.
Right.
But you told him from the start, like
we had just had sex. He knew what body parts I had.
Got you.
And we had sex a couple of times. Actually.
Okay, let's be clear.
So don't be acting funny now, bitch.
Yeah.
And I just stopped seeing him because like that's a red flag for me. Like, of course he knew what he was doing. He knew, and he would hit me up again after. It's like,
no, sir.
No. Yeah.
You're done.
So what would you say to you're done. What would you say to somebody, right? That like, I feel like there might be somebody going through this, right? That they think they're straight. And I'm not saying you're not straight if you like a trans woman. All right. But you're a straight man and you fall for a trans woman. But the only thing that got you hesitant is everybody around you. Like, you actually like this woman. What advice would you have for that person struggling with that?
Ugh. Keep it 100, Aubrey.
That's like that. That's like something we deal with every day.
Yeah. Are you talking them through this, or are you like?
I'm not. I don't have time for it.
Okay, very.
Right.
I don't have time for it. You know what you like, and it's so funny. Like, me and my trans friends, we say this thing. It's like, if I'm a part of the LGBT and you like me, you're in those letters now. Yeah. You're no longer. There's no S in the LGBTQIA.
Okay, but some trans women don't. So first of all, what is your sexual orientation?
That's why I look.
Because we had to learn that gender and sexual orientation are two different. We had a very hard time.
I had to learn that as well.
Yes, people think that when you transition,
that you're just like, you like men. No,
gay. Yes, but you could be like, no, I'm a woman.
I like girls, and I like everything.
Are you date men? Are you date?
But it's that title. It's that we're also putting. Try to put a title where you don't have to feel forced to put a title on it.
Another thing about it is, the letters of the LGBT, lesbian, gay, bi, those are all sexualities. T is the only gender in the LGBT.
Right.
True.
So I think that's where it gets confused, because just because you're a trans person doesn't mean that you like male or female.
Right.
But I'm still I still be a little confused, right? Because let's say you're trans, right? So if you transition to men, if you're a girl and you transition to men, but you date women, then you're technically straight. But
I'm not coddling that straight word. I'm not.
Okay.
What do you call it?
I'm not gonna I won't say you're gay, but I'm not gonna say you're straight either. You might be
pansexual.
Pansexual,
bisexual. I like the realness of you, because like how you said, and
because it comes down to genitals. Like, even a guy, like there are guys who like trans girls and they're like, oh, I like everything, but I'm not touching your dick.
Right.
And they still want to be protected by that straight identity. And I get it.
Yeah.
I honestly get wanting to like maintain your straightness. Like,
damn, that's real.
Yeah.
I 100% understand it. Like, who wants to give up the luxury of being straight passing and having heterosexual norms and going to a lifestyle of where everybody judges you?
So in their mind, they could have sex with you, but they're not touching your genitals. They just
And they'll still think they're straight.
got you.
But I mean,
And it's like straight adjacent.
yeah, because it's like, do that really make them
It's like
gay?
No, not. All right, so
It doesn't.
no,
really make them
and that's why we
gay.
gotta stop
It's
putting
so
titles
complex.
on shit.
It
Yeah.
is so complex.
Yeah, it is.
Right, and then
It really is.
so
Because what about heterosexual men who let women fuck them with strap-ons?
And people say that that's not gay. Well, people say it's gay. Some people say it's not because
It's not. It's
opposite
like,
sex.
I mean, he's still ultimately having sex and is attracted to a cisgender woman. He
Yeah.
just, what he does sexually doesn't change that he's a heterosexual
so
man.
if you like the genitals, like, all right, if you're a princess, what is it?
Princess.
Princess,
Little princess.
little princess, you're not a real lesbian to me because you don't like coochie.
And even girls like who go out,
I
get
agree on
drunk,
that.
and make out with girls or get their pussy ate,
Yes.
they still go back home and be straight.
They sure do. But I call them girls bisexual or bi-curious. I heard that bi-curious and bisexual is two different things.
Bi-curious
Too many
is
rules.
like, I feel like you can only be bi-curious one time.
Okay,
Until you're
great.
bisexual.
That you're bisexual.
Hello, you like it
let that
here.
slide one time.
You like
You
it
only get to
here.
say that one time to me. I have a client.
Yeah. Ooh.
I have a
What kind of client?
I mean, I look stunningly gorgeous and beautiful, and I get
Period.
paid for my services.
Yes.
You know.
And you shine.
And I have this Jewish client. He's so crazy.
No fucking jewels.
They credit
Them motherfuckers be
eight
kinky, dicky,
65.
freaky. They be kinky, dicky, freaky.
He's like so stupid.
Yeah.
I've seen this man like maybe 10 times.
Uh-huh.
Every time he comes to see me, he's like, "Oh, you have to be easy. It's my first time." I'm like, "You idiot!
This is our 10th
You know this is our
time.
10th time.
So,
Why are you lying?"
Can you imagine how many
Maybe
times he really do it? Because he's probably
Right.
saying that to everyone.
Right.
Damn.
No,
you know what? Didn't we
that's
just talk to
crazy.
somebody else and they was
What? They was getting pegged.
damn.
Gigi was talking about pegging.
Okay. I see
She
some.
said she had a white dude,
Yes.
the girl. And he owned like a
Damn.
boutique. And
Yeah.
them
Oh,
jewels.
no, it's the same
She's like,
one.
"Oh, which boutique is it?" Because my white man owns a boutique too.
Oh, wait.
No, the trans world is so different because we have a friend who went female to male and he's dating a man
I know a lot of trans
and he's
men
pregnant right now.
I know so many trans men who date gay guys.
Yeah. Because. All right, let me try. Nah, because I'm trying to think like.
It's so complex.
It is. It really is.
And then you don't want to offend anybody because it doesn't seem like anybody's on the same page with this shit. Like even
Yeah,
like
you like what you
speaking
like.
Today,
That's just what
you're
I
speaking
think.
from a whole
You
different
like what you
perspective.
like.
We had somebody up here who was a trans woman. She didn't want to be known as a trans woman. She wanted to be known as a woman. And I was like,
But what she did say
But you
is
know what I
everybody's
will
story
say?
is their own.
Everybody-
so when
yeah,
you're
exactly.
speaking, you're speaking for
From
yourself.
my
I don't want
experience.
you to ever think you're speaking for the
For the
whole
whole community.
I don't
for the
speak
whole
for the whole trans
congregation.
community. I do not speak for the whole trans community. I speak for myself and my experience. Everybody has their own path and their own experience and their own identity.
But
that's
I
how
think
we are as
that's
studs too. Like
bitch, why'd you pour that in here? You think you sleep every time I talk shit, y'all pour a little something. You need
that's how
something.
we are as
No,
studs.
no, no, no.
As studs, we not like the dominant grabbing our dick. Like we a little sassy, and people be like, "Oh, y'all ain't really gay." Like we made a clip and said we was sucking dick for $32 million. They talking about y'all not really gay.
But
Fuck you!
I've never been with a girl and I'll eat some pussy for $32 million.
Come on, like y'all really be playing.
32? You know how hard we worked our lives?
I'll
Aubrey,
do
I
it for $1
said
million.
maybe 10 million.
I'll do
Aubrey, I
it for
said
$1
give me
million, actually.
Give me one.
100,000?
50 is forgiven. It might even be 50K.
No, Britt, we not.
All right, I'm gonna chill
You gotta leave it in the M's. Keep it in the M's.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Keep it in the M's.
All right, cool.
No, but that's why I love like having different people up here and speaking their perspective because it's so different. And sometimes when you hear one person, sometimes especially like we don't hear from transgender women that much. That sometimes when you hear one, you think that's how they're all thinking.
Right,
So I
no,
love,
that's not it.
yeah,
That's
and I
not
love
it.
how you said that like you want people to know. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it kind of cuts out the blurry
The blurry
line.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like even
But guys
It's a
will
little
know and
deception.
still pretend like they don't. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of BS.
It's a mental
I
thing.
can
like
see that. I can
It's
see
like, so I do OnlyFans.
Period.
And I
First
have
of all,
a,
you're getting this money, okay?
I have a
that. We
pretty
got
big
the red
following.
bottles on, bitch.
I have pretty big following. So it's
Yeah.
like, I'll go places all over the country and it's like, guys will recognize me from like like Twitter or OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And like they'll say they didn't know, but it's like when I look up your number or I look up your you follow me.
Right. Like damn well. So can we ask a personal?
Sure. I'm an open book.
Okay.
This might be a Patreon.
Have you had the full body transition?
Look, y'all just missed out on another Patreon exclusive.
Man, are y'all crazy? Listen, go to our Patreon right now where you will get exclusive content from the No Homo Show, from ad-free episodes, extended episodes, BTS, and more.
So much more. Go to patreon.com/the No Homo Show right now. So on OnlyFans, like what kind of action do you give?
I mean, I give the full experience.
Is it just you by yourself or you with other people?
I started doing solo content. Like, so the timeline, I started doing OnlyFans during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because I was bored.
Yeah.
I at the time I was working for TSA. We didn't have to go to work. I was still getting paid. I was still getting paid. I didn't have to go to work, and I was eligible for unemployment. So I was getting all of that.
You was eating.
And I was just bored at home. And like what pushed me into sex work was the fact that I feel like for so long I went against the grain to not be like considered the stereotypical trans girl who was in sex work. Yeah. To still be sexualized everywhere that I went for being trans.
Okay, gotcha.
So it clicked to me. It was like, okay, well, they still see you as this, monetize it, charge them for everything.
Period.
I got my first sugar daddy working in Atlantic Station. And that's when it really clicked for me.
You got your first what?
In Atlantic Station.
My first sugar daddy, I used to work at dealers in Atlantic Station. And I got my first sugar daddy working in there. In 2020, I met this guy January 2020, before the pandemic. We went out on a few dates. My birthday was coming up in February. He flew me to New York, took me on a shopping spree.
Okay.
Got me a $30,000 watch. All within knowing him in a month. And I'm like, well, what the hell have I been doing my whole life? Going to work and working for fucking $50,000 a year. And I just got a watch for $30,000 off just like that.
Period.
So like, that's kind of what like the light bulb went off.
Yeah.
But then the pandemic happened. So like he and I, like he was older. Plus I was outside during the pandemic. I didn't really care about, I was outside.
It was outside.
It was all outside.
And with him being old, he kind of was like, he didn't want me to expose him. Because like, you know, like I'm already outside. We still didn't really understand the virus.
Yeah.
So he just didn't want me.
He said, you too outside, man.
Yeah. That's literally what he said. It was like, you're just too outside for me. We're going to have to pump the brakes a little bit.
Oh, wow.
I was like, all right, fine. Like,
that's fair.
Okay. So we had this question. So with, what's it called? What's the website? OnlyFans. Can people record you on there and like expose you?
Oh, and screen record.
Well, you can screen record on OnlyFans, but there is a feature where that blocks screen recording on there.
Got you.
We about to start an OnlyFans.
No, we're not.
We was wondering.
No, we're not.
Gonna get this
OnlyFans, like honestly, OnlyFans changed my life.
Gotcha.
I'll say OnlyFans definitely changed my life.
She said, all I do is I'm a bad bitch.
I
don't have to work. I live a great life. I don't work.
I want to change my life. I'm going to start by applying that.
But OnlyFans is so strict. OnlyFans stay in your pockets.
Oh,
they want their money.
They want their cut.
What's that cut they want?
So they take 20% of everything.
Damn.
Even if someone sends you a tip, they want their 20% out of your tip.
Damn.
And even now, they've updated their policies so much. Like, when I first got on OnlyFans, I met this guy. I'm not going to say what he does and who he is, but I met this guy, sent him my number. Found out he was a multimillionaire, CEO of some big company.
Diddy.
I've had some Diddy experiences. I've had some Diddy party experiences, but not with this guy. But that's what about the Diddy party experience, Aubrey. But not this guy. Like I met him on OnlyFans.
Started swinging.
He had tipped me like $1,000, and I'm like, well, who the hell is this? I need to find out who this is. So I messaged him. We started texting. I Googled his number. Well, I used what we use, like, to find out who we're talking to.
Yeah.
And then I Googled who he was, and I was like, there's no fucking way this is who this is. And I asked him to FaceTime, and we FaceTime, and it was actually the person that I Googled, and I gagged. and he
Must
was
be
in,
famous person.
Diddy, bitch.
he was in Italy, and
Mhm.
he was like, I had said, I always wanted to visit Italy. He was like, okay, well, come this weekend.
Hello.
And I was like, okay. I was in New York, and he told me to look up the flights, and he take care of everything. And he told me a specific airline and look up first class Emirates. I looked it up, and I was like, sir, this flight is $15,000. Who paying $15,000 to fly to Milan?
Hello.
And he was like, well, okay, send me your bank information. I'll wire you the money. I hadn't even known this guy 24 hours. The next day, he had
That's
wired
crazy.
me $40,000.
That's crazy. You could have not even had went and would have had 40 racks.
And where you?
But that's girls do that. Girls
Yeah.
run off on the plug and they fuck themselves up because it's like, if you send me 40,000, we ain't even met. Why would I run off? Because I'm about to go
True.
and put another zero on that 40.
So you weren't afraid to fly out there because now it seems like, yo, I did this. I got you out here. You're doing anything I want you to do. And you're kind of like, I am doing anything you want.
I mean,
I hear that.
I feel
Look.
like, so at
Put
that
the zero at
I had kind of like, I was still new into sex.
Ain't that the point?
Yeah.
I was still new into like escorting and sex
Yeah.
work.
Gotcha.
So I was like, I didn't really know the ropes, but I knew enough. It was like, child, whatever you want to do, it's like, it can't be it can't be nothing I ain't never did before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, I traveled before. I wasn't afraid to fly alone.
Mhm.
The references checked out. Like, he sent me $40,000.
Right.
Like, this is a 60-year-old man. What could he possibly do to me?
Facts. I feel that.
So, okay.
60.
Ah.
I was white.
We're going to get the tea behind the
Right. He
camera.
was in Italy
I'll tell y'all off camera.
2021.
I'll tell y'all off camera.
So what's the Diddy party story? Give us the Diddy.
Well, no, I've never been to a Diddy party.
Oh, okay, I'm about to
But
say,
I've been to
what is it?
parties that were
Similar.
similar.
Mhm. The freak offs.
And a lot of
I've been to
people
freak
was,
offs.
a lot of people were saying like this, like rich people, like
They
this
do
not
this. It's so,
uncommon.
like, and I had a thought the other day. It's like, damn, am I that desensitized from like reality and morality that it's like I don't see this as a big deal?
See, I
Like,
think
of course,
I've
doing
seen that
drugs,
on
being
love,
drugged
too.
and raped against your
Yeah.
consent, that's
Right.
definitely wrong. But
A
everything
freak
I've
off.
been to was consensual, and
Yeah.
everybody did the drugs they wanted to do.
right.
But
so. What type of things is going on behind these rich doors that we regular folks might not know?
I know a
Us middle
guy.
class.
I know a man in New York right now. He spends easily $20,000 a day on prostitutes,
What is he doing for that month? I mean, like,
and
We like
not to mention, he's spending $20,000 a day on prostitutes and doing this maybe 5 days a week.
so he's not fucking all day, is he?
No, he's like, what can I say without saying
Getting
too much?
massages and getting
No,
like,
so it's kind of a BDSM experience.
Okay.
It's multiple girls at one time, trans girls, cis girls.
wow.
Sluts.
I
She
ain't
wanna
seen
get
no-
loud.
Say yes,
I ain't seen no
say Give me some Aubrey.
But like, how I know he's spending $20,000 a day because what I'm getting paid, and there's multiple other girls there,
Mhm.
and some of the girls have been working with him for multiple years. I know they're getting paid more than me, and not to mention when I get off, a whole other group of girls come.
Y'all doing the
Right.
math. Y'all in there like,
And that's what they consider sex trafficking.
I
Technically.
wouldn't consider it sex
Anyway.
trafficking. It's definitely prostitution. It's definitely prostitution.
Got you.
see, and that's the thing. Like when we read,
Well, I don't even know what sex trafficking is defined as.
So-
legal
sex-
term- go ahead. What I learned, what this is, and I could be wrong. If you fly a girl out, you pay for her. Any transaction as far as money, that is considered
girl, that 40,000 was sex trafficking.
sex trafficking. And
Even
that's,
if I consented?
yeah,
It's
and that's
that-
why a lot of celebrities like.
Oh, they just want our money.
They
They just
like-
trying to get in our purse.
That's why a
all
lot of
that
celebrities
is.
are like, "What you mean? This girl was okay with it? What you mean sex trafficking?" But in the law book, that's what.
That's what, yeah. In a court of law,
In a court of law.
that would be considered.
Yeah,
sex
because of course, like
trafficking.
with Diddy, like the Cassie shit, like when you seen him beating her and stuff,
Right,
Like you
okay,
said,
I don't fuck
drugging.
with that.
But I'm not gonna lie, when they do say this, it sounds crazy, right? Sex trafficking, because we're thinking you got
Kidnap
women
the bitch and-
like
And I
on
think
the
your
that's what I
floor.
mind
think.
goes to the extreme.
Yeah,
That's what I
and
think,
it could
too.
totally be like,
Flying a girl
She was
out.
on my
Wow.
jet. Nah, she. Yeah.
yeah.
Because they were trying to say Carisha was being sex trafficked because she was he was paying for her to get around, and they was having sex. And they was saying she was a sex
Even
trafficker.
like, it's so funny. Like with when this whole thing with Diddy came out, and I was reading the charges, and one of them was like transportation with the intent for prostitution. Like, dang. So me Ubering to my client.
Yes.
But Manhattan,
crazy.
apparently Manhattan prostitution is not illegal.
Man.
In Manhattan, not Brooklyn, but Manhattan.
Where you at?
What about the Bronx? He from the
No,
Bronx.
only Manhattan. Well, it's illegal, but you can't be charged for it in Manhattan.
Gotcha.
I think they started this as a way to slow down sex trafficking and to catch like the guys who were like pimping out the girls in a way.
Okay, gotcha.
But like,
These laws be
if I
crazy.
got caught with a client in New York, I would get arrested, but I wouldn't get charged.
Gotcha.
As long as I didn't get caught with any drugs or
How do they catch you though? Like
it's
like that kid just look like
so there are ways. They're like they'll set you up. There's a whole sting unit.
Oh,
There's
okay.
all of that.
Okay.
So people can tip you off. I know a cop here who was one of my clients, and I was telling him like how I get nervous in Atlanta. He was like, "Girl, you don't got nothing to worry about as long as you're in Fulton County, because they do not have the staff to even have a sting unit in Atlanta.
No,
maybe
Atlanta police don't care
Cobb
about
County
shit.
and all those others. Yes, stay out of there. But if you in the Metro Atlanta, you all right. There's no sting unit.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's
For the girls working in Atlanta, don't go to the other counties.
Okay.
Stay in the city.
Not the tip.
Get your deposit.
okay. Then, damn. How can we get money easy?
Well, I just want to know if anybody wants to be. I'll beat him up.
The guy in Italy, like he sent me the money. I got there, took me on a shopping spree, gave me more money. He's still like my client to this day. Takes great care of me.
Hell, Aubrey, we want to hang with you more often.
So I have a question about your Instagram, right? When I go to your Instagram, first of all, you're fucking beautiful.
Thank you.
Your pictures are like top notch. It's given very much. I get paid to fly out. Okay, I'm internationally known.
It's not no studio. I'm really in this country right now. Okay.
But if I went to your Instagram, I'm gonna say two parts. So if I went to your Instagram, I would just think this is a beautiful woman, especially because a lot of people within the community, even trans people, like maybe I see it more trans female to male. They represent it. It's in a bio and everything.
They got they shot. they air and everything.
Yeah. First of all, do you think people, what's the word, like, make that is their whole
being?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or it's just part of their journey?
I think yes and no.
Okay.
Because there are people who consider themselves trans and aren't really trans. They're using that title for attention. A lot of people are doing that because it's just like I hate to be mean. They probably were a loser and never had any friends and just like was socially awkward. So it's like, let me jump on this bandwagon and say I'm this. Maybe I'll gain some friends or I'll gain this, and this. There's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, then there are people who promote that because they want you to know, and I'm proud to be a trans woman.
Right.
And it's like,
It's just, so is there a specific reason why you don't have that in there?
I used to put trans in my bio, and I don't think I've added now as a attempt to hide it. It's just kind of like, why do I need to put that in my bio?
Are you rich?
Yeah.
You ain't gotta put that shit in
No,
there.
I feel that.
You can click enough to know.
You got rainbow in your bio?
No, I don't like rainbow. I love the community.
I feel like
don't
as when
rainbows.
you're younger, that's cute.
Yeah,
But
when
it's
you
like,
white,
I'm grown. I don't like. Why did you put that in there? You
Yeah,
know,
and you don't-
If you found my Instagram, you found it some kind of way that lets you know.
Yeah.
This is this.
Yeah, and not like judging anybody, but it is crazy because like some people rep it so crazy, and then some people
You can put it in there, and guys will pretend they never saw it.
Right. Oh, I didn't know
What
what
is that
meant.
flag?
I didn't know what that meant.
That's like okay, like
Guys be
I've been kicked
lying.
off of Tinder so many times.
You
Why?
got kicked off of Tinder?
Oh, the dating apps, like they hate the girls.
Oh.
They hate the girls.
But do you
Like
put
you can
in there-
put your trans, guys will match with you. Well, you know, like, and I get it. Like, okay, if you're clicking through, you're not reading bios. You see pictures, you're swiping right, and they'll message you, still not going to read your bio, and it's like, or you'll tell them, or like you're messaging, and they'll go back and read, and they're like, oh, reading is fundamental,
That's
And then they'll report
They
you.
looking at your pictures. They don't.
They'll report you for them being attracted to you.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
that's deep.
Even if your bio says the first thing, you can put the trans flag and all of that. They're gonna, because they looking at pictures, they're not looking at all that. They're just swiping right.
Ain't that like you don't really want to get to know me?
Oh God.
Yeah.
I look good. Damn.
And like, I've noticed like they double back too. Like if they weren't fucking with it at first, they'll double back.
That's crazy.
I think it's so much more, and I know y'all know like down low men.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just a pride thing, or they don't want to be outed.
Even
and
down
stuff.
low men with like gay men, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally, I'm at a point now where I don't have to deal with down low guys.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Like, it's guys begging to take me out, and they're on a waiting list. Like, why I need to deal with you? That
And
Oh.
I'll be feeling that for like trans women and also just gay males that like there's so many gay males that we interviewed and stuff that like don't seem like they can experience like a real relationship or real love because like they're so used to DL men or
when the first guy I dated in Texas, I was so used to dating down low guys. When he took me out, I was uncomfortable.
damn, you was uncomfortable when really somebody would think like, damn, finally
Yeah.
somebody wants to represent me outside.
I was so used to just being hidden.
Hold up, I know y'all are enjoying the episode right now, but we want to talk a little more about shopstarship.com.
Yes, y'all, listen, we always talking about Starship. And we going to keep talking about Starship. Why? Because you should go there like yesterday, okay? Whether you got a long-term relationship, whether you got a sneaky link, even if you just need personal needs.
Listen, I encourage y'all to go to the website because you're going to get the top of the top adult toys, all right? You need to add something new to that relationship, baby.
I'm telling you, sis.
Or, just surprise your girl real quick.
Okay.
So go to shopstarship.com right now.
You get 15% off with our code No Homo Show. 15% off No Homo Show.
Hope y'all have a good night.
Ow.
All right, first question, because I want to just double back real quick.
Okay.
On the you have a big dick, right? Okay.
That's crazy.
The tucking
Her
part.
double backing is crazy.
How is the tucking process? Because I've seen it on X before, and he put his balls up somewhere, and like, so what is?
It's
the
a
process?
painful.
It's painful.
It hurts.
Like all day it hurts, or when
I'm sitting on it right now, but I'm used to
sit
it.
on that dick.
I'm used to it, so like it's like it doesn't bother me as much now because I'm just so used to being tucked.
Yeah. Where is
but-
it tucked at? Is where I'm really trying to figure out.
We
where.
know your business.
I'm sorry.
No,
If it's
no,
too
no,
much,
it's
girl,
fine,
we
it's
will cut
fine.
this shit out.
So like you said, like what you saw, that's really the process. Like
Okay.
you push the balls up. There's like a pocket like right here.
Yes.
Like, honestly, I think a doctor said they actually fell from that pocket. So like they're actually safer up there than they are hanging.
Oh wow.
So you push them up and you pulled the shaft back to create like a flat surface.
Yes.
And like you can wear like a tucking strap or like some.
So there's
really,
equipment that's also involved.
Yeah, you gotta wear like some tight panties or like a tucking panties. Like,
Got you.
And this might be dumb, but like when it's tucked, you can't get hard, or like if you get
if you
horny,
get hard, it's gonna hurt.
if you get
It's
hard,
like it's swelling, and it's like what you have restricting it is now getting tighter. So you're already wearing really tight underwear, so it's like pinching and
it's dying to come out.
it's dying to come out.
Has that
Yeah.
ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Damn.
You want to know something so funny? I was in a straight club, and I was with my lesbian friend actually, and I was in a straight club with her, and I met this guy, and like we started making out, kissing each other, like tonguing each other down, and at the end of the night, I found out it was a trans man.
And you
Female to
ain't-
male.
I had no idea.
Female to male.
Yeah.
Would you date a trans man? They money probably not like these white 60-year-old man.
Hey, that's like, oh, that was a big thing with my ex, but like, if I'm dating you, I don't need you to be up there.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could date a trans man only because I know I need the real deal
Feel you.
McGill,
No strap.
I can't say like I wouldn't be satisfied because like for OnlyFans, I do use like dildos and stuff. And I mean, I get pleasure from that, but
I mean, you want the real deal? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I feel like if I was with a trans guy, I would still like fuck him in the ass.
So
Sounds like some OnlyFans content
I
that
was still
somebody wants to
because
see.
I've never like been inside of a vagina, so like I don't know what to expect. And it's like, of course, I find trans men attractive. I watch trans men porn actually, and it turns me on.
Trans men having sex, or
I like to see them get slutted out by like a guy. Honestly,
oh, you're a freak.
the Brazilian trans men like turn it.
Who?
Brazilian.
The Brazilian like.
She's above us. All right, we're not
female
international like her. All right.
Ebony page.
No, the Brazilians turn it out.
Oh, we need to get to the Brazil. We on the Ebony page. We gonna get to the
We
Brazilian
definitely on the
page.
Ebony page. Ebony with a fat ass. Period. That's the search right there. All right, my bad. Too deep.
Okay, so we saw something or didn't see something. We heard something about a clip that was going around. You were on Drewski's show.
Yeah, like a couple years ago.
Okay, what happened on Drewski's show? Was it like the could have been auditions or what was it?
No, it was a long time ago. Like
Yeah.
I had just did like a music video for I forget her name. She was on Rap Shit.
Rap shit. Oh,
Issa Rae show. What's that girl name?
Oh,
Chameleon?
Yeah, I did a music
Oh,
video
we
with
love
her.
Okay.
And I knew a girl, actually a girl from OnlyFans. She had linked me to that video. She was like, they're looking for a trans girl to be in a music video. And I went and did that. And after that, I can't remember who reached out to me. I think it was someone I met on set at the music video, told me that Drewski was doing like a blind dating show and they wanted like a trans girl on the blind date show.
Mm-hmm.
And like just being oblivious, I'm like, okay, why not? They're casting a trans girl. Why I'll go. And my boyfriend at the time, he kept telling me not to go. He was like, why would you go do that? They finna try and play you.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, I really don't care. It's like, I'm not ashamed of who I am. So I went, honestly, I didn't even know what to expect. I just went there. There was like a girl that was already doing the like blind dating thing. So basically it was like a guy sitting across from the girl. He was blindfolded and they were asking like a series of questions as far as like, okay, what would you do on a date if we did this, this, and this?
Mm.
And I would answer and but he still wouldn't know who was sitting across
he
from
just
him.
would hear you.
He would just hear me.
Mm-hmm.
So I come in and like it was like Drewski, his whole like crew. They sit me down. There's like a guy who they knew, and it's like they just kept laughing and like giggling the whole time. And he was asking the questions, and the guy like I can't even remember what my answers were. I'm pretty sure they were like something catty and like bitchy and like, oh no, I want money. Stuff like that. Because I wasn't even interested in the guy. I just thought like it was just like a little promo or a skit or thing.
Yeah.
And nobody made me uncomfortable. It was just like, of course, they were laughing, but that's just what people do.
Like setting the dude up, kind of like
it was kind of like in hindsight, it was like them trying to set him up. And like when he took the blindfolds off, like he was like so uncomfortable and like he didn't storm off or anything. At that point, I was so uncomfortable, I left. But it happened like I feel like that had to be like 2021. I barely remember like what happened in that.
You got so much money since then, so many private jets since then.
Right,
So many bottles and trips to Italy, bitch. I don't even remember that shit.
Right.
And I get that for their content, but you are kind of trying to play.
Yeah.
But I guess
they
it was
were trying to make fun of the
It was
community
deception to him, yeah.
all the time. Like even when he be with the studs, like trying to make fun of the studs, I'd be like,
Yeah, but not even playing you that much, but like how we talked about before, like dudes feel so awkward that like let's just say you said something sexually and he made a face like, damn, that sounds sexy. Now he'll look back like, hold up, like
right.
Well, I like that from a trans woman. It just get too deep when it really ain't that deep.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Because I was under the impression that the person that I would be across from knew that I was trans. That's what I thought, but it wasn't that.
yeah. Well, yeah, I really appreciate you just being open about everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, I enjoyed this.
The way you was looking on Instagram, I'm like, she not gonna want to tell us nothing.
Yeah, no, I've never talked to you
But no,
outside
that's
the
a
club,
part of the
so I love
fantasy. You
this.
gotta kind of look like a good girl. You kind of like gotta serve like a certain.
And you don't talk in the club. Where it's loud anyway, but we never
I'm
really
like
got
honestly,
to have a
I'm
conversation.
really shy. I'm actually a shy person,
Okay. Really?
but I don't know.
Well, we appreciate you being honest with us on
No
here.
problem.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
Yeah, I think you brought a whole different perspective, and like I said, sometimes like we only talk to like just a very few trans women, and you just brought a whole different perspective, and you're getting money, and if anybody wants like to fly you out and they're like, hey, you got 2 studs, we're not doing nothing sexually.
Send me the list of clients that like studs, Aubrey, because
I got you.
It's my time to shine, bitch. I'm gonna get us a new set.
All right.
You always want to be in the clouds, right? I'm having us on the PJ. You want to guidance or you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, if you have a guidance from the gay.
We're going to do guidance from the gay guys so we can get you up out of here.
Guidance from the gay guy. Guidance from the gay guy.
So this is where people, they write to us for advice. So today you'll be giving advice with us as well. Okay.
You're a gay god today.
You're a gay god. This is so long. Okay. Oh, it's so long. All right. So this says, I was always under the impression that transitioning was so you can transition to the gender you always felt you have been. I understand those who are unable to receive hormonal treatment due to lack of funds in Medicare and not being able to transition to the point of passing or stealth. However, isn't this just a transvestite, someone who likes wearing women's clothes since they're still comfortable presenting male or masculine? Did I mess that up? Did you understand?
No, I kind of get where they're going with that.
Damn, I haven't heard the word transvestite in a long time.
I haven't heard that word in a minute.
Yeah, that's like a 90s.
Okay, I was gonna say
transvestite since I was a kid.
I think by definition, transvestite is like someone who just does it for dressing up.
Like drag type thing?
Like cross-dressing. I think by definition, I may not be right, but I think transvestite by definition is just a person who does it for like a personal or kinky thing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So they're basically trying to make it seem like if you're not on hormones, you're not really transgender.
Ooh.
And you're just a
So we did have someone say that transgender first starts in the mindset. If you feel like you're not a female, you know, you could be transgender. But then I also get the fact transgender is like transitioning. So there should be a transition, maybe outside of mental, you know what I'm saying? But it gets deep.
That's a loaded question and it gets a loaded response because on surface, if you're going from one to the other, like let's say if you're going from male to female, you kind of should want to present as closely to female as you physically can. But I think what they're saying is like, okay, what if people like are doing that, but they're not stealth and they're not passing, and it's clearly like look like somebody just playing dress up.
Right.
Are you still trans?
Like a lot of people say that about Caitlyn.
But she trans.
They be saying, "Girl, you just a cross dresser." Because I mean, her voice.
Caitlyn is weird. Like
I think everybody frustrated with Caitlyn.
Nah, for real.
I don't fuck with Caitlyn, but from the stories that like the Kardashians have told, like Bruce used to get caught in women's clothes all the time. And from the story that Caitlyn has like told herself, like she has always battled with it, but she felt like she had a certain image to uphold.
Because she was like an
Olympic athlete. Yeah. Like she still likes women.
Yeah.
And she had a family.
A whole family.
And I think Chris came in dating Caitlyn to clean up Bruce's image.
Oh, wow.
That girl, we bought her money.
Because
Chris came in to clean up Bruce's image because Bruce was a mess. Like he was the athlete, like on the Wheaties box at that point, but like he had a lot of negative press. And I think Chris came in to kind of be his beard.
Oh, and then, but he still wanted to be with her. Is that right? Like he still wanted to be with women after transition.
Yeah, I think Caitlyn still likes women.
She was like, no, sir.
He's like, I'm a lesbian now. Or she's like, I'm a lesbian now.
So what, like we call in the trans community, like if you go from one to the next, it's like a microwave tranny. Like you did it so fast.
Like a TikTok.
Like,
like just trending.
But I mean, the girls drag Caitlyn, and what I will say about her,
They do be tracking.
at the end of the day, Caitlyn looks like an old white woman.
I'm weird.
However you feel about her, she looked like an
Yeah.
old white woman.
Yeah.
She sound like an old white man, but she looks like I see a white woman. I see
Yeah.
Cindy Crawford when I look at Caitlyn
Okay,
Jenner.
that's Cindy Crawford. I never understood how she a Trump supporter.
It's
and
ridiculous.
He don't support nothing.
Money.
But you know,
yeah,
It's so weird
crazy.
because I even experienced a lot of like I had a client recently who is like so far right Republican, but you in here doing all this with me.
That's so crazy.
And are there any laws, since we on that real quick, that like are up for debate or at risk or good working towards like for the trans community that you're aware of? I'm not really aware.
I personally, I mean, I know there are things going on, and I know that there are like a lot of like
I heard about the restrooms, like they're gonna make all restrooms all gender versus male and female.
I don't believe that.
I heard that.
I don't believe that. I mean, because we have the accessible restrooms now. We have the male, the female, and the family restrooms.
So I seen one. So at first, to me, it just outside of like making people comfortable, it just didn't seem safe. But I did go
Right.
to one bathroom that like every stall was the walls up to the top.
What's the bowling alley?
Yeah, that's the one I went to.
The painted pen, I think.
Yeah.
It's a unisex bathroom, which I don't feel comfortable with,
Yeah.
but
So it was like the walls went all the way like really high and the doors was like really tight. So it kind of was like you were going into your own personal stall, like, but you would all come out to the same
to the same sink,
type
right?
thing.
Oh, where it's like you looking on the other side of the sink. Am I talking about the same place?
No.
Okay.
It's one whole bathroom.
Yeah.
Everybody share the same stalls, men, women, whoever.
I think I
And
like
you
that.
But the
the
doors are like,
floor to ceiling.
yeah.
Okay.
And the doors close really tight. I guess that's like a safety precaution. But once you leave your stall,
you don't know who you
everybody is washing their hands.
Yeah. Like when you say it, I think about bathrooms nowadays where you can like kind of see in between the doors.
Right, but if
and-
it's like super private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically
closed off,
like,
yeah.
everybody
Like your own
got,
personal
yeah.
I think I'm not sure, but I think that place may have like single, like if you don't want to go in that, I
Yeah.
think they have like a single stall
Okay.
away from it. I'm personally not into restrooms like that.
Yeah, I just never want to see a dude standing up at the urinal. I think
don't
even
wanna
if
see
I was
that.
like a man, I wouldn't. I don't know. I have no idea about it. But like standing up and somebody could walk right beside you and pee right beside you. I don't know. Just something I would want to go into a bathroom stall.
The only laws that I can think of against trans people are like erasing like healthcare for like trans people, and like as far as like kids taking hormones and having surgeries, they're trying to ban all those things. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think trans or cis, no kid should be having cosmetic surgeries.
Yeah.
Unless it was like medically necessary.
You said you don't think trans or cis.
Like trans kids or
Oh,
kids who
yeah.
are considered trans, or like cisgender kids, like
Kids in general.
kids in general,
I feel
don't
that.
think should be
Cosmetic
having
surgery.
like cosmetic
Yeah,
surgery.
I feel that. I feel that. Yep.
Even like, so I know a guy here in Atlanta, and he has a child who is male to female, and he told me like they're young, they're like 11 years old, they're not thinking about surgery, but they're at the point right now where they have to decide, like, they're entering puberty. So like, do we put them on testosterone blockers,
Damn.
or do we let them go through a normal puberty?
What advice would you give? Because it's so hard, and like how you say,
That's
like
tough.
your parents knew, your mom knew, everybody around you knew, but then it's also like 11-year-old
I feel like
kid.
a lot of people try to go and hide behind that. Oh, kids don't know what they want. Ultimately, when, like I said, in kindergarten, I knew I liked boys. Girls get pregnant at 13, 14, 15. They know they like boys. They like at that age, you know what you like, and you kind of know who you are. I don't think they give kids enough credit to kind of realize, yeah, trans is an extreme. Nobody's asking you to go and like have reassignment surgeries and get
Right.
breast implants at 15 years old. But I feel like at that age, you do know, like, okay, this is more so what I identify as.
So you saying like hormones where you can kind of like reverse it later if you decide
Yeah,
not
hormones
to.
are reversible. Like,
Okay, got you.
and I
But
think
not the cosmetic part.
the cosmetic parts, not even, well, you can take your breast implants out also.
I don't think anybody under 18, even a girl that wants to have
Bigger boobs.
boobs
I'm
should
not,
get
I'm
that.
not with the surgeries.
Yeah, and you're
I
still
agree with that.
literally growing. You know what I'm saying? So
But like the hormonal process, it's like, I personally feel like if you're going from male to female, maybe not estrogen, but maybe a small dose of testosterone blockers.
so you're not too masculine.
You're not too masculine, but that can be
Gotcha.
reversed if you do decide to change your mind.
Your body part like what? Bro,
Yeah, it's like,
Figure it out. Do you
you're
want me
gonna
to
drive
go
that
this
body
weird or
crazy.
not?
Hey,
You're definitely going to drive your body crazy doing that. But I
Yeah.
mean,
it's better
who's
than
to say what you can and can't do with your child?
yeah.
That part.
People want to police what other people do with their children.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's just so hard to even speak on it if you never really witnessed it, because it's so easy to be like,
Yeah.
this kid's 11, but I have seen little kids that I know 100% they're gay before they're even interested in.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
But it's like, if you're at 11, why are you thinking about medically putting this child on anything? They haven't even gone through a normal puberty at 11
Right.
yet. Like, just
Right.
let them socially be what they're going to be.
I respect that. Well, thank you again, man.
Yes,
you gave us so
Aubrey.
much insight. We trying to find a trick. We about to go find a trick right now.
Go to Atlantic
actually.
Station.
All right, y'all. It's the No Homo Show.
Whole lot of gay shit. Whole lot of gay. I like that.
Boss Britt. We certified. And DJ eXeL.